Hello again. Today I'm sculpting another mini. This time I'm making a Catfolk Cowboy who's a bit of an experimental gunsmith. Atticus here will be going to Joseph over at the Roll Mongers Podcast network for their new campaign he'll be playing in, All Guns, No Glory. I'll post a link in the description. This armature is made out of 29 gauge steel wire. It's a single piece of wire just folded back over on itself and split at different points to create all the limbs, tail, and head all out of a single piece. I usually start like this by adding a base layer of polymer clay, which I'll bake right away. Then I'll work on layering on top of each section to create the whole body in more detailed shape. Much of the detail I put into the face here is going to end up getting covered later when I add cotton for the fur. For the chaps here, I wanted them to have a sense of bulk, so I stuck with some sheets of clay I'd rolled out with my clay roller. I can add a little detail to them, but I want to avoid making them look too much like a lighter fabric. I'm going to be sticking cotton on the face and head, as well as other body parts not covered in clothing. I used lacquer to make it stick, and the lacquer also leaves the cotton semi-stiff, but it still has a little bounce to the touch. I'm making the cowboy hat out of clay this time. If you watch my video with the Ratfolk Pistolero, you'll see that I've done something similar before, cutting and gluing together bits of paper. Honestly though, that was a lot more tedious than I would have liked, and I found that just making it out of clay was much more manageable. And I like how it turned out too. For the duster I went with tissue paper. You can see here how I cut it to shape before putting it on the figure. I don't show it here in this video, but the first version of this duster I actually made out of clay. The clay version was thicker and bulkier, sheets of clay similar in thickness to what I used for the chaps. With that kind of bulk to it, the clay really became a shell over the rest of the figure, hiding a lot of its shape. I felt with this version that you really get more of a sense of what's under there. And sometimes it's a lot easier to make paper with a little water or lacquer bend and fold a lot more like fabric than clay can. I've recently been told I'm not really a traditional mini sculptor because I use materials other than clay, and that's okay. Traditional mini sculpting focuses on producing something that can be mass produced, that can be pressed into a mold or scanned for mass printing. But for all the amateurs like me out there making unique figures, one of a kind, that's exactly what we should be doing. Find whatever materials you can use to make something better than just a traditional mini. Here's another example of me deviating from traditional methods. Joseph wanted Atticus's rifle to be something a little more special than just a generic rifle or musket. So I decided to try making something with a bunch of twisting wires, and to really bring out all the little details I added a different color wire as well. This is some gold colored copper wire I recently got, and I think it's going to be great for adding little flares like this to a lot of my projects in the future. And here he is. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.